Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Real Talk with Ben podcast. And I'm so glad you decided to tune in. I know if you're an American, it's been a crazy week, especially me living in another country. It's like I don't sleep a lot, but it's been a crazy week for me as well. But I'm so glad you decided to tune in. You know, wherever you are, whatever you've been doing, I hope that this episode brings you some encouragement. Maybe in some crazy times you need to hear some encouragement, and I hope that it brings you that. And I hope that you can see God working in my life and hopefully be encouraged as well. And if you're new, my name is Ben, and this is my podcast where I talk about my life. I talk about things going on in this world. I talk about ministry, but ultimately I want to glorify God through everything I do, everything that I say, and ultimately give everything to Him no matter what I do. So I'm so glad you decided to tune in. I hope you stick with it. I hope you will check not only just my podcast out, but maybe you'll head over to YouTube, or if you're on YouTube, and check out my other videos as well. That'd be really encouraging for me. It would be also just a way for you to see a little bit of my life and a little bit of what I do over here in Hungary. And so let's get into this. First off, I should start before I get going, because it is Thursday, November 5th, right? Yes, when I'm recording this, because I was too tired last night. So I'm recording this on the day that it's coming out. And actually, probably when you're listening to this, I probably literally just got done editing it. But anyways, that's besides the point. I just wanted to first off say happy birthday to my mom. Mom, I know I'm not at home. I know that I can't give you a hug. I can't wish you a happy birthday or anything like that in person. But Mom, I just want to let you know I love you. I couldn't have done so many things without you and your help throughout the years. What you've done for my brother and I, it's beyond measure. And you've really helped me grow as a teacher when I was, teaching, and just grow as a person. So happy birthday, Mom. If you know my mom, or you know of her or anything like that, go ahead and give her a happy birthday on Facebook, Messenger, message. Yeah, all those words. Go ahead and do that. I know she'd really, I really know that she'd be encouraged by that, and she'd really be excited as well. And so, yeah, it's my mom's birthday. Crazy week to have a birthday, Mom. But yeah, so this is what I'm going to talk about. And I know I'm not going to I don't try to get into politics on my platforms. I don't try to as best as I can, because I know it can spark controversy. It can spark arguments. And I'm not here for that. I'm not here to, annoy people. I'm not here to, bother people. That's not my goal. That's honestly not what I try to do. I try to just bring encouragement, but I still want to be honest with you guys. And so first off, I want to talk about my prayer video. And if you haven't seen it, if you're watching on YouTube, once this is done, or even if you want to pause it now, go check out my prayer video. It's called a prayer for our nation. And I made it, I think it was on election day. It came out on election day, and I just wanted people to be encouraged. As a Christian, I felt like it was my duty, not only as a Christian, but as an American, to encourage my fellow Americans, no matter what side you are, no matter what you believe in, no matter what candidate you chose or you're choosing. And I wanted people to be encouraged. And I'm going to be honest with you. For some reason, that video disappeared from Facebook. I shared it like I do all my videos and like I do all my podcast episodes. And I'm going to be honest with you, in that video, there's nothing crazy. There's nothing that I'm like trying to say is false about anything going on in the election. And in fact, it was really just a very neutral thing. I just wanted to pray and encourage people as well. So I don't know why it disappeared. I got no notification. Actually, my girlfriend said, "Hey, where'd that video go?" She wanted to watch it or show somebody, and it was gone off Facebook. I mean, it's still on YouTube. It was still on my Instagram. So it was really weird. And I don't really know. I didn't want to figure it out. So I just reposted it actually today. And I was just like, all right, I'm going to post it again. But if you do watch it, share it. It's just an encouragement video. It's nothing to politicize anything. I just wanted to be an encouragement. I know it's a very stressful time. To be honest, it's still a very stressful time. If I'm totally honest with you, because it's like, I feel like I'm still on Tuesday, but literally here it's like Thursday night, or when I'm recording this is like early Thursday afternoon, late Thursday afternoon. So it's really weird, because I feel like I'm so used to the election being done, obviously. And if you also want to know, fun fact, I stayed up most of the night on Tuesday night because we're 6 hours ahead of the East Coast plus 9 hours ahead of the West Coast. So I kind of slept not a lot the last few nights and whatever. And I don't want to get into that, bore you or whatever. What I will say is it's been a very disheartening week. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm a conservative. I that can probably tell you who I voted for, and that can probably tell you where I lean. But if I'm honest with you, it's a disheartening week, not because of what the race results are showing right now or anything like that. I am scared for our country. Obviously, I'm serving here in Hungary. I'm serving here in Hungary as a missionary. If you didn't know that, and so I voted like weeks ago. I had it mailed in, which is a fun conversation we can have for another day off air. But it's definitely been a disheartening time. Just as an American, I felt like no matter what side you fell on, I don't feel like it's been fair to the American people to not have votes counted or whatever's been going on. And again, I'm not trying to make this a political podcast. There are plenty of political podcasts out there that you can totally tune into. I just want to share from my heart and kind of from the side of being in another country, and I see the reaction from people from another country, right? Because I'm an American and because I'm at a place that has so many internationals, like the last couple of days, I've just been getting like bombarded with questions and what's going to happen. And because I am one of the only Americans that's here that's been back, obviously was back in March, but I've recently been there, obviously. And they know I pay attention to the political stuff and things like that. So I'm gonna be honest, it's been disheartening because of what some internationals will say. It's one of my friends said that it is the clown show. And again, I'm not trying to push politics out onto you or into my genre of what I talk about. Because to be honest, I'm probably not that good at it anyways, because I don't always know enough in order to share those opinions. But what I do know is that I have learned that opinion, the media, different things like that has such a big impact. Oh, that was a weird screech. Such a big impact on not just the outcome of the voting or certain races or things like that of the election, but as an outcome on how we live. And as a guy who does media and who does media for both, Word of Life here, but then also my own media, it's really had me step back and really ask the question: is my media uplifting, non-biased to an extent, and really trying to encourage people, right? Because I feel like every time I turn on them, and I think it's changed because I'm here and I only see bits and parts, or I see news here and there. It's sometimes very disheartening to watch American media. And I'm not talking just, one side or the other. I'm talking both sides. It's just sad. People ripping apart people calling each other liars and everything like that. And maybe there's truth to it, maybe there's not. I don't know. And I don't get into that kind of stuff. But there's just something that tells me that there is something that is deeply rooted right now in American culture of, who's better, who's right, who's wrong. And for me, that's hard because yes, people are going to be right, people are going to be wrong, but to have everything rooted in, we're right, you're wrong type thing it's hard to watch. And especially being over here in Hungary, I just hear what Hungarians have to say. And there's a lot of people that are worried that America is not the America that they thought it was. And to be honest, I don't know if it's the America that I even thought it was. Because being here, it's opened my eyes to seeing America in a different light. We're very spoiled. I'll be honest with you. Americans are so spoiled that sometimes they don't realize how spoiled they are. Fighting over little things, arguing over little things, and making big deals about things like that, right? And so as I was watching the election and, I had a couple live streams up, and I was watching it and seeing it unfold. I'm going to be honest, as a conservative, it was hard to watch a couple times. But at the same time, and I'll talk about this at the end, But at the same time, I would watch different, from the left, from the right, from all different views. And it was so discouraging to hear people bash different people, um, people um, just saying different things, right? And it's hard. And so what I learned from this is that as a people, as an American people, and I'm sorry if you're not from America, but maybe this can even apply to you in your country. But as a people, are we willing to sit back and let people dictate our lives through media, through whatever? Or are we going to do what, our founding fathers created this nation for? And that was to live peacefully, to live away from tyranny, to not have tyranny, not have people telling us this is what we have to do because this is what we're going to say you're going to do, because that's what we left. I'm not saying what's going to happen or there's just so much going on. What I'm saying is we need as a people to come together. And I don't care if you're a Democrat, if you're a Republican, if you're an independent, if you're part of the Green Party. I don't care where you're from. I don't care if you're a Christian and non-Christian. Americans need to come together. Americans need to stop fighting over the little things. Okay, we have different opinions in certain things, but that shouldn't stop us from being Americans. At the core of who you are is you're an American. And for me, I'm a Christian. Above being an American, I'm a Christian. And when I sometimes watch and I see Christian brothers and sisters take part in this bashing and this just honestly at times grueling and annoying thing, it's hard to watch. And so as I watched and as I heard votes weren't counted or votes were added or things like this, lawsuits here, things like this, arguments here, declaring here, but not declaring here. After you hear all these things, right? And you ask yourself the question, who is the president of the United States? Who is the president? And I thought about it. And instead of asking who is the president, I decided to ask this question: who is in charge of the United States? Now you might be asking, but isn't that the same thing? Well, maybe. But who's in charge of the United States? It's God. I serve a God who knows who's going to win the election in 2028. He knows who's going to win the election this year, in 4 years, in 24 years. God knows things that we can't even comprehend. I can just imagine, and I'm a visual person, so I'm imagining this. God sitting up there on his throne, looking at America, maybe even how other people are viewing America and like, wow, that's what's going on. And watching America and watching Christians bicker with each other, watching Christians bash other non-Christians and non-Christians talking bad about Christians or whatever. I can see him sitting up there and saying, you guys have no idea what I am doing. You have no idea what is coming next. And he's right. No one knows. He only knows. So friends, I want to encourage you that God is the same. The God I serve, the God you serve. If you don't know the God I serve, then talk to me. But the God I serve is the same. No matter if Joe Biden is president, no matter if Donald Trump is president, no matter who wins the Senate, no matter who wins the House, no matter who's the justices, no matter who is elected sheriff of your local community, our God will always remain the same. There's nothing that can or will change him. And so if you're sitting there today, as I've been sitting for the last few days and at times discouraged, maybe you're sitting angry, upset. One, make your voice heard. Share your upset, your frustration with your local representative or however you want to do it. But don't bash the other people. If you're a Republican, don't bash a Democrat. If you're a Democrat, don't bash a Republican. How about we treat each other with respect for once? How about we treat each other the way that we would want to be treated? And I know that's hard at times, but it's simple. We need to stop making this about who is right and who is wrong and start making this about the God we serve, the country that we live in. The God has blessed us to live in a country like no other. It's unique. It's got its flaws, but it's a place that we can freely worship God. Freely worship God. If we lose it, we lose it. And again, it's out of our control, but at the same time, we need to stop doing the bickering, stop calling names, stop telling people their voice doesn't matter, because your voice matters. Your voice always matters. Your opinion matters. But let's not force our opinion down on others. Let's just embrace each other's differences and love each other like God calls us to do. So as I finish up, and it's a shorter episode, I'm very tired, so it's just a shorter episode today. But I want to leave you with 3 things. Number 1, whoever wins this election in the next few days, weeks, let's be honest, who knows how long? Let us, 1, congratulate that person, but let's respect authority. You know, God calls us to respect authority and honor authority that is placed in front of us. And whether you like the president or you don't, we need to respect the authority. Whether you disagree with the way they handle things, their vision or whatever, let's respect authority. So that's number 1. Number 2 is treat the other side not as enemy, but as an American, but as a friend. That doesn't mean you have to be friends, but treat them with respect, treat them with love, understanding. Just like we might disagree on a football team. I might joke around with you, but that doesn't mean that it changes the fact that I respect you for who you are. That should go the same with a choice of party. I know it's hard. It's hard for me, but let us try that together. Number 3, and it's the most, I think, simple, is this. Let us honor God. Let us honor God. We need to do this because, well, 1, he calls us to, but we need to do this to show others the God we serve. You don't know the conversation you might have in a couple of days about the election. And let's say your candidate doesn't win, but you sit there and you show them love and they go, why are you not upset? And you explain why. You explain who you serve. Because I'll tell you this, like right now, Donald Trump is my president, but he is not the person that I worship. He's not my Lord and Savior. That is only God and ever will be, forever will be. So friends, family, colleagues, whatever we want to call each other, let us stop worrying about the unknown. Stop worrying about the known. Let us worry about our faith with Christ. Let us worry about the things we do. And let us worry about how we treat one another. Because treating one another is the most important thing in this. We can either turn into a violent war, basically, in America, or we can truly understand who is in charge. Because Donald Trump's not in charge. If Joe Biden wins, he's not going to be in charge. I mean, yes, but God is ultimately in charge. He knows what is going on through every single time. So I know it's been a crazy week. I know it's been an unknown week. It's been a weird week. It still is weird. But I'll tell you, our God's the same. Our God will always be the same. And it's just going to be an amazing time to see. I want to see young Christians come up. Christians my age, older Christians, new Christian, whatever. Let's all rise up. Let's all rise up. Let's share the name of God. Let's proclaim the gospel. So that way more people can ask, who are they and who do they serve? That is what I want to be remembered by. So once again, I want to thank you so much. And if you love these episodes and you want to see more, maybe a little longer ones, I'm sorry, this one's a little short. You want to see more episodes, make sure you favorite it on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. That kind of lets you kind of keep in the loop of things. And if you really love watching it, if you're watching on YouTube, thank you. But if you really love watching this and you've enjoyed it, click that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell. And that'll allow you to see, 1, it will allow me to see that you enjoy this. but two, allows you to keep in tune, in touch, and I never know how to say that. Basically, allows you to see what is going on. Sorry about that. Allows you to see what is going on. Basically, what I do, the videos I make and things like that. Obviously, there's still some changes going on, but that's the loop for that. And so, with that, I want to remind you of this: that we serve an amazing God, that He is faithful, and we can trust Him. And as always, we'll talk next time.